Alright, what's going on everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to upgrade a Magic Arena starter deck. These are the starter decks that you get for free just by having a Magic Arena account. We'll be upgrading all of the decks and we'll be doing them in 2 stages. In the first half of the video, I'll show you how to upgrade it with no rares, a budget upgrade using only commons and uncommons. We'll just tune it a little bit, optimize it a little bit, fix the problems with the deck, and then in phase 2, I'll show you how you could put rares into the deck and make them much more powerful. Though I do encourage you to spend your rare and mythic wild cards wisely, but if you have the cards already, I'll show you what you can add to your deck to make them more powerful. So let's get into it. So the 2 adventure deck is a green-white adventure deck. It plays Edgewall Innkeeper and Lucky Clover, which are the best payoffs for the strategy and are played in many competitive decks. It also plays a pile of adventure creatures to get value, because not only do these cards have multiple modes, right? You get the adventure portion, you get the creature, so you already get value by being able to cast them twice, but then you get to double those with the Clover, and you get to draw extra cards with the Innkeeper. That's the general idea of all adventure decks. The problem, however, is there's 2 problems actually. First is that we have too many payoffs. So in addition to the Innkeeper and the Clover, which are really good, it also plays like Ardenvale Squire, Mysterious Pathfinder, Wandermare, and these cards are fine, but it's too many payoffs. You're going to draw hands where you draw like all of these cards and no actual adventure creatures, which is a problem. You don't want to be drawing all of these because they're all bad by themselves, right? Edgewall Innkeeper is a 1-mana 1/1 by himself. These cards get more powerful when we play adventure creatures, but we have so many payoffs for playing adventure creatures that we just don't have enough adventure creatures. That's the problem. The other problem is too many of the creatures that we do have can't go on adventures. Again, it's not that these cards are bad, these are perfectly fine cards, and you have them on your account now, so you can play them in other decks, but these water down the deck. Not only do we have too many payoffs, but then not enough creatures that we do have that aren't payoffs are creatures with adventures. So let's fix that, and of course we'll be doing it in 2 phases. Commons and uncommons first, then rares. So first off, we're going to take out 2 squires for 2 lucky clovers.
I want to die.
Lucky Clover is one of the best payoffs for adventure decks, and the Squire isn't great. I mean, it gets +1/+1 for a single turn. You know, sometimes it's going to be a 3/3. Maybe in the late game it might be a 4/4 for a turn, but it's not nearly good enough compared to Clover, so that gets cut. Next, we'll take out the 3rd and final Squire for our 4th Edgewall Innkeeper, because drawing cards is too good. This is another one of the best payoffs for this strategy. Don't want the Squires, want Edgewall Innkeeper and Lucky Clover. Next, we're going to take out the Wandermare for a Faerie Guidemother, and this one's kind of optional because I kind of like the Wandermare, but the problem I have with it is it takes so long for it to get big, and then when it finally becomes like a threat, it just gets hit with a removal spell. So I'm replacing it with another creature that has adventure. We get to double this, being able to give 2 creatures +2/+1, and then drawing a card when we play it is pretty good. For the same reason, we'll take out the other 2 Wandermares for 2 Beanstalk Giants. So Beanstalk Giants are amazing with Lucky Clover because we get multiple untapped lands, and it helps ramp us into enough mana to actually cast this thing, and then it's a big giant threat, probably bigger than the Wandermare will ever get to. So that's pretty cool, works with our strategy, it's going to draw us cards, all that stuff. Like it better than the Wandermare. And we're also going to take out the 2 Mysterious Pathfinders for 2 Beanstalk Giants for the same reason. Pathfinders are fine, I guess, but Beanstalk Giant is going to fix that ratio problem we have with too many payoffs. So at this point, I think the payoff ratio problem has been fixed. Our games are going to be great when we draw Innkeeper, they're going to be great when we draw Clover, but we are going to get flooded with too many payoffs with nothing to do with them. So I think that's much better. So that's it for our no rare build, and this is fine. It fixes one of the major problems, which is again that payoff ratio, but now we have to really power this thing up with some rares, and we'll get some of those non-adventure creatures out with some really good rare creatures with adventure. So we'll start by taking out Ironscale Hydra for a Lovestruck Beast. Ironscale Hydra is a super fun card. I kind of like it. It's not that great, but like it's fun. I like it, and you have one on your account, so feel free to play with it. But in this deck, we go to Adventures. Lovestruck Beast is one of the best green adventure creatures in the game, I guess. I think it's fair to say. 1 mana, get a 1/1, 3 mana, get a 5/5. Really good, great card. Played in a ton of decks, definitely better. For the same reason, Victor's Envoy is also going out. It's a great card, but we're placing it with Lovestruck Beast because the beast is amazing. And finally, we'll take out an Oakhame Ranger for our 4th Lovestruck Beast. The Ranger's fine, especially if we have a ton of creatures to play, but if we don't, then it's kind of clunky and it's like, it's alright. But Lovestruck Beast, one of the best green adventure creatures and standard in the game. Pretty great, definitely recommend it. Also, while I recommend being very cautious when it comes to spending your wild cards, it is totally safe to spend them on Lovestruck Beast because this card is played in so many competitive decks. It's played in Temur Adventure, Golgari Adventure, Mono Green Stompy, Gruul Aggro. It's played, if the deck's green, there's a chance that it plays Lovestruck Beast. It's a great card, so don't feel too bad about spending rare wild cards on Lovestruck Beast because chances are you're going to be playing it in a ton of other decks. So not bad. Next, we're going to take out a Banishing Light for a Giant Killer. I do think the enchantment is a better removal spell in a nutshell, but Giant Killer synergizes with our deck better. It draws us a card with the Innkeeper, so that's pretty good. And worst case scenario, we can just play it and tap a creature down, so that's fine. And we're also going to take out 2 Silverflame Acolytes for 2 Scavenging Oozes. I know this goes against everything that we've been doing in this video, but the Acolyte is kind of mediocre. And another problem I was having with this deck is we had too many adventure creatures that needed other stuff in play. We had the Acolytes, the Guidemothers, and Shepherd, and all of these want us to already have a board, right? They already want us to have creatures in play, so these are the only adventure creatures we draw, and if we don't draw Innkeeper, then they don't really do much. So I had that problem. I kept drawing these with an empty board, and it's like, well, this doesn't really do much right now. So I think it's worth taking out the Acolyte and replace it with something that's just solid and good all the time, and Scavenging Ooze is exactly that. It's going to be a great card no matter what. It's a 2 mana 2/2, which is fine. It can gain life against aggro decks. It can become big against stompy decks. It can take over the game in the late game, and it gives us a target for, Faerie Guidemother and stuff, so that's perfectly fine. So it's not an adventure creature, but I think it's worth adding to the deck over the Acolyte because the Acolyte is just kind of whatever. And that's it for our upgrades. Check the description or the pinned comment. I'm not sure where I'm going to post them, but I will post both versions of the deck. I'll post the no rares budget version. I'll post the non-budget version, and I will post them in the Magic Arena format, so you can literally copy and paste them straight into Magic Arena. You just copy the list, highlight the list, copy it, go into Magic Arena and import. Even if you don't have the cards, it'll import the deck, it'll be in your collection, and you can at least look at it in Magic Arena and then decide, which wild cards you want to spend. Your choice, but they will be in the description or in the pinned comment. Check below. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.